Hello and welcome to Manga and Shows. Now today we're going to be doing a Manga Monday review of the Deadman Wonderland series. This is Deadman Wonderland Volume 1. Every Monday from now on I'll be looking at the next couple volumes of Deadman Wonderland, going through the entire series of Deadman Wonderland. Alongside this I'll probably be doing a few other little reviews on other manga series and one-shot mangas, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this sort of series. Yeah, let's get started with the review. The first volume of Deadman Wonderland begins with us meeting the main character, Ganta Igarashi, who is currently discussing with his classmates about the school trip that they're about to go on. And this school trip is to the prison called Deadman Wonderland, where the prisoners provide entertainment for the general public. The prison itself is privatised, and so it is not governmentally controlled. Everything in the classroom seems normal. Kids are doing normal stuff in the classroom, just talking, just having a good time. Then suddenly, Ganta notices a familiar noise, like a tune that he remembers hearing in his childhood. He turns round and notices to his shock that there's a red man just floating in the air outside the classroom. And then suddenly the walls burst open and Ganta is just knocked out. When he becomes conscious, he notices that all his classmates are dead, and the red man approaches him and puts a crystal within him before disappearing. Upon waking up in the hospital, Ganta is arrested by the police and is sentenced in court to death. He then travels to a prison, the Deadman Wonderland prison, and now you sort of see all the connections start to come through. And basically in this volume, a lot of different events occur, from near deaths and bizarre games. Ganta goes through a lot in these few chapters that are in this book. But I think the most unusual event to first time readers or watchers of Deadman Wonderland is the meeting of Ganta and Shiro. Shiro is a mysterious albino girl who seems to know a lot about Ganta, and she also seems to be hiding a lot from him, despite acting relatively innocent. Anyway, later in the chapter, whilst working outside, Ganta is nearly flattened by debris, but luckily, due to him discovering his powers, manages to save himself and Shiro in the nick of time. Later, whilst Ganta is ordering food in the cafeteria, we encounter for the first time the bully, who he later gets on the bad side of during the big event game later in the chapter. I won't be discussing that big event game because it's quite interesting to watch, to read for the first time, and I don't want to spoil the fun of it. So yeah, I'm going to keep that chapter a secret because it's quite a good chapter. I often compare the girl Shiro to Yunagasa because they both love their man, but have hidden motives to why they love them, and they're not necessarily beneficial to the man. Quite similarly is Big Order, except the girl doesn't actually like the guy, she's forced to like him, which I found quite interesting. I know a lot of people didn't like Big Order, I'm talking about the anime series, but I personally quite liked it. I haven't finished it, but I quite liked it. Ganta comes across very similar to Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion, in the fact that they are both incredibly weak and wimpy. Like, really, really wimpy. However, they both end up growing to be ultimately much, much stronger characters. Not necessarily strong as in muscly strong, but nonetheless, they become better characters. Although Ganta does find out about his powers in this chapter from the debris accident, he doesn't know quite how to use them, and we aren't quite sure of the limitations of the power in this chapter. It's not until later volumes that you will start to see it. Also, the coloured volumes look quite nice, as you can see. And then the pages look quite nice inside. Very detailed. Like that looks black and white, but that's actually a coloured page as well. But they only show certain things in colour to add more definition. And this is the other colour page, which is quite nice, of Deadman Wonderland. So yeah, overall, really interesting book. I look forward to finishing off the series. And at the moment, I give this probably an 8. It's a good beginning, an 8 at the moment. It could improve slightly in some areas, like there's some pacing issues with the story. But overall, like the beginning, wow, you wouldn't expect a volume of a manga to start with a classroom of dead children. That's pretty dark. But overall, wow, wow, wow. I'm looking forward to reading more of this series. Hopefully you lot enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a like, a comment below, share the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, see you next time for some more manga reviews. And tomorrow there'll be a top 10 out, so watch that. Okay, see you later guys, have a good one.